Hi, everybody. Welcome to Friday's Focus on Finances. My name is Jamie Fleming, and today we're going to talk about 5 reasons you're more likely to reach financial independence with your own business than a job. Now, let's face it, it is possible to reach financial independence either with your own business or a job, but there are 5 reasons why it's more likely to happen if you own your own business. The first one is there's no limit on your income. When you hold a job, any job, there's usually an income range that determines how much you can earn. So a position might pay a range of say 150,000 to 175,000. Depending on your education experience, you may be at the lower end of the range. But if you're well qualified and you do the best job possible in the position, your salary will be at the upper end. But that's where it might end. Even if you exceed expectations, it's unlikely that your income will rise past the maximum. And if it does, you may find yourself unable to move into a comparable position with competing employers. They may either be unwilling or unable to match your current income level. So if you have your own business, none of that really applies. You'll earn as much as your time, talents, and effort will allow. And even if you reach the limits in those areas, you can always leverage your business by bringing others into the picture. That could include hiring employees, engaging contractors, joining networking groups, or even taking on a partner. Since you're in control, you can do whatever is necessary to increase your income. The next is doing what you love typically equals higher income. Sadly, many people take a job primarily to pay the bills. They may even assume that it's temporary, but as most of us knows, temporary has a way of turning into permanent, especially when it comes to a job. You get on the career ladder and the specific work that you do is closely controlled by your employer. That's not necessarily the way to reach financial independence. One of the advantages of having your own business is that you get to choose what field you'll be in. You can decide if you want to sell a product or provide a service. It can be primarily a creative function or a management process. You can start small and grow large. As a matter of fact, you can take the business in any direction you want because you are in control. And a funny thing happens when you're in control of doing something you're passionate about. You tend to thrive in that area. Life is a blank canvas that you're painting any way you choose. That will give you a greater level of personal commitment, which almost always translates into higher revenue, higher income. That's to say nothing of the many options that you'll be available to you to continue increasing your income beyond what you ever believed possible. Number three is you may be able to sell your business for a big windfall. Many businesses can be sold for a substantial amount of money. And it's not uncommon for a business to sell for 2 or 3 times annual revenues. For example, if your business has a gross income or gross revenues of 250,000, you may be able to sell it for somewhere between 500 and 750,000. The actual amount could be higher or lower depending on the type of business it is, but this is an example of what's actually possible. In this situation, the sale of your business can produce an immediate increase in your wealth. You may want to do that when you retire or might do it just a few years after you start your business, freeing you up to pursue even other options and opportunities. Number four, financial independence means you never need to retire. It's always nice to know that you can retire, but it's equally encouraging to know that you don't have to if you don't want to. A lot of self employed people don't. Their businesses are an important part of their lives and they have no desire to retire, but that opens interesting wealth building opportunities. I see this a lot with my clients that really are passionate about what they do. And we call this the working because you want to, not because you have to scenario. And that's the best place to be in. So imagine that you could retire at 50 or 55, but you choose not to. You have a substantial amount of wealth, but you're not ready to quit. How much more wealth can you build from that point forward? You may have financial independence, but it might be a matter of building up extra for the benefit of your children and grandchildren, or even to support a favorite charity. The point is, you'll have the option. In most jobs, you'll be expected to retire somewhere around age 65. And the reality is that many career fields, you're actually forced out as early as age 50. With your own business, there's no one to force you into retirement. You can choose when to retire and under what circumstances. That can enable you to continue earning money when job holders are forced off the payroll. The next, and the one I get most excited about, number five, is that you have more generous retirement plan options available to you. With most employer sponsored retirement plans, you're limited to the contributions that are permitted under common plans like 401k, 403b, or 457 plans. For 2021, the contribution limits to those plans are 19,500 or an extra 6,500 for a total of 26,000 if you're 50 or older. You can receive an employer match as well, but it's usually well below the amount of your contribution. As well, employer matching contributions typically come with a vesting schedule as well. But if you're self employed, you can take advantage of either a SEP IRA or a solo 401k, for example. Both of those plans have much higher contribution limits. Under the SEP IRA plan, you can contribute up to 25% of your income to a maximum of 58,000 in the year 2021. The solo 401k plan works much like an employer sponsored 401k plan. The exception is that you are both the employer and the employee in the plan. As the employee, you can contribute up to 19,500 in 2021 plus an additional 6,500 if you're 50 or older. That gives you that maximum employee contribution of 26,000. But here's the nuance. As the employer, you can contribute up to 25% of self employment income or of compensation as defined by the plan. So, what does this mean? This means that your total contribution to a solo 401k plan could be as high as 58,000 or 64,500 if you're 50 or older. And this is simply because you get to take both sides of the benefit of being the employee and the employer. And there's one more major benefit. You can invest your retirement funds any way you like. There are no employer restrictions this way. So, can you see how the larger contributions that are available to a business owner make you more likely to reach financial independence than in a job scenario? Better still, they can even help you to reach your retirement even sooner than you thought possible. So, when you consider all the advantages that come to you when you own your own business, it's easy to see how financial independence is easier to attain. But the fact of the matter is this: you still need to make a plan and you need to execute the plan. I see many business owners wait to put things in place that would ultimately help them grow their business, increase their revenue, and prepare for their own financial independence. This procrastination happens because business owners are typically super busy, right? So, as a business owner, don't let that happen to you. What happens typically is we think we have plenty of time and we're in our business, we're working in our business, and we forget to work on our business as well. So take advantage of our complimentary consultation to see how these strategies might benefit you. We can put things in place as a business owner, do some tax planning for you, minimize your tax exposure, increase your personal wealth, and make your business run like a well oiled machine. Thanks everyone for joining us, and I will see you next week on Friday's Focus on Finances.